Yeah. Okay. Hi, everybody, and today is February 18th at OptyFi. Welcome to another community call. Today's agenda, we're going to be talking about explaining refactored vaults for gas efficiency. So those are coming out very soon. I think they're ready today. And then that will lead into explaining why there was a null strategy for 5 days, people were wondering, and why strategy is at Aave V1 currently, or V2 for WETH. And then we'll get into the Yeedlers Club Referral Program, the NFT vaults and data science competition, a little bit more detail on that, community content and rewards, and then, as always, memes and POAP. So we'll start out with Faisal. Are you there to explain this?
Yeah, yes, I am. I guess we can just keep your screen. So there have been some questions in the community of why OptyFi's vaults were in a null strategy. In other words, they were not invested into anything for 5 days. So this is an explanation for that. As usual, we like to try to address any issues and concerns first before we go anywhere else. And also at the end of this, if there's any questions, please interrupt me, or at the end of this, ask me. Okay, so why were we in a null strategy for 5 days? Good question. Okay, so to understand this, we have to go back to the core, I guess, issue. When we initially designed our vaults, we went for safety. At the time, gas was much less expensive. And what we did is we forced, and when I say we, actually this was a design decision I kind of made, being kind of the resident financial expert, was to force a rebalance on every deposit or withdrawal. Okay, so gas was not as expensive. Why did we do that? That is because every time there's a deposit or withdrawal happening, on a deposit, we are issuing vault tokens to the user. On a withdrawal, we are burning their vault tokens. To do that, we should know how much assets are in the vault. Now, we could, if there's a strategy going on, we could assume what Aave or Curve send us back is the correct balance of the vault. But every single exploit that's happened, Oracle exploit that's happened in DeFi, has been when other pools were manipulated and people minted too many, vault tokens. So we wanted to be very ultra conservative, and that's a decision I took. And we said, okay, every rebalance, every vault deposit or withdrawal, we're going to do a full rebalance. Safe, but expensive, and now we know extremely expensive. As our strategy kind of engine also grew, the amount of gas units grew, so that also made it more expensive. But most of all, Ethereum price and the busyness of the Ethereum network made it extremely expensive. The good news is we worked the last whole, this has really hit home when we launched the alpha, that we were really in a predicament, launching on Ethereum, having this expense for people withdrawing and depositing is basically a deal killer, right? So that hit home. That's the purpose of doing alpha and beta, I guess. Maybe you could have said we should have known better, but I guess we didn't. So that's where we are. We went about to refactor our vaults, which we have almost done, as Curtis mentioned. The updated vaults should be released any day now. So what we wanted to do is to provide users a small window where they could deposit or withdraw without a full rebalance. The only way to do that is to make the vaults in no strategy. Now the thing is, if you look at our strategies right now, they're fetching anywhere from a couple percent to maybe up to 8%. But the big lion's share of APY is coming from the Opti token. So we felt it's not a huge deal to put the strategy into a null strategy. You're still getting the Opti rewards, which are like the lion's share, and then let users deposit, withdraw. Now, the mistake we made is we informed you guys that we're going to do a 2-day period. And just because we had some messages of people coming in, we were relaxed about it. We allowed that 2-day period to extend to 5 days. In retrospect, what we should have done is either stick with the 2 days, or if we're extending it, let you guys know that it's being extended for 5 days. So the way it was done was not properly communicated to you. So we ended up in this null strategy for 5 days. So that's the explanation. There's a lot of it is on us, but it's more about the core issue, and this was more a symptom of that core issue. But hopefully, that core issue is now going to be resolved with our new Vault refactor. Okay, so are there any questions about this before we go on to the next slide about the 5 days of null strategy? I know that some of you had some questions. I believe Double had a question about it. So Double, if you're online, would be glad to address your concerns. Now's a good time to speak up. Okay, if not now, anytime you can message. You can send a message as well, or yeah, as you like. We can do it asynchronously. Let's talk about the second. So the second question that we've seen in the community is, why are we using Aave V1 right now for USDC? Okay, so this also goes back to the way our current vaults are done. Like I'm stressing, the new vaults are coming in a day or two. This will also be a non-issue. But like I said, the way the vaults are designed, they force a rebalance on each deposit or each withdrawal. Okay, a full rebalance. Again, that's done, so we get all the funds back, we count the funds, and only then we issue or redeem vault tokens. Okay, but it's ultra conservative and it's just not working. That's why we fixed it. But what happens on a protocol like Curve is this actually incurs slippage. Now, just imagine if you're putting 1.5 million, 2 million into Curve and then rebalancing, that's a slippage on $1.5 to $2 million, right? So the new vaults, what it doesn't give slippage on the whole amount. It's when a user deposits, only their funds are put into the existing strategy. And when a user withdraws, only their funds are removed from the strategy. In other words, removed from Curve and given to the user. So the slippage is only incurred on a small chunk of the vault, the user's chunk, basically. So the reason we're in Aave right now, temporarily, is that we want, like, until the Vault refactor goes live, we want to be on something called slippage, which is essentially Aave or Compound or single asset protocol. Again, I want to stress that the major portion of the APY you guys are seeing, for your patience with us, is the APY from Opti, and that's unchanged. So that's still it's the same regardless of what strategy we're in. But we just felt it was safer, and Aave V1 actually happens to be better than Aave V2. Actually, I'll share. Let me share a slide of that, Curtis. Actually, it'll be interesting. We finally, one of the things behind the scenes that's gone is that we have managed to use the optimization engine is working. So this was actually detected by our optimization engine of why we're in Aave V1 over V2 for USDC. So if you look at the USDC vault, in Aave V2, we're hovering a total APY of about 2.5. We actually track it. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes, even though for you guys it looks like there's a null strategy. There's a lot of work going on here. So the Aave V2 for USDC would have been here. You can see kind of the trend. And Aave V1, it's a different scale. It's above, above the Aave V2. That's why we decided to go into V1. Yeah, so that's, and we're doing a lot of analysis on this. Actually, there's a lot of good developments going on in our optimization engine. We also looked at Compound. These are kind of the three go-to strategies when you kind of want to just not have any slippage, and Compound was doing even worse. So there's a lot of thought going on behind this, but again, we're really trying to get our internal, operations sort of streamlined so that we can start doing more and more advanced strategies. Yeah, so that's essentially the answer to those two questions of why there was a null strategy for 5 days and why we're in Aave V1. Both of these are temporary. Hopefully the Vault refactor comes in and these will not occur again, which is the important thing. But at this moment, if anybody has any questions about that, please go ahead and ask.
Or you can chime in the community the channel, the community events channel, right above our current session. Just type in a question and relay it to Faisal. Okay, so I'll continue for now. And again, if you have any questions, we'll be around after. So love some Q&A and to clarify any issues that people may have. So just a little bit more about the referral program. So as I explained last week, the way it's going to work now is the new entrants to the OptyFi community are not going to be selected by Thiago and the growth team. They're going to be selected by our current community members. So the super healers and power healers now have the power to choose who is going to be the new members of the community. You can refer people by sending their wallet address to Thiago, and then they'll get whitelisted. People have been wondering when the whitelists are going to happen or the frequency of that. So we've decided we're going to update the whitelist weekly on Sundays. The first whitelist edition may be on may not be this Sunday, but the coming Sunday, depending on whether we do it in ETH or Polygon. We may do it in Polygon first, but every Sunday after that, I'll clarify that later today.
Curtis, we'll do it this Sunday for the first round.
Okay, yeah,
on
awesome.
Ethereum. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're waiting to get your deposits in, you'll be able to on Sunday. So hopefully that is exciting. And we have, I think, a lot of people. So the first week we did the referral program, we had over 400 people come in, and the community should be getting quite a bit bigger now as we pass these whitelists through, and we'll get some more TVL in the vaults and just be able to show that the protocol is really battle tested before we do the token generation event and go up into the public. So again, this time frame right now is mainly so that we can get people that are really engaged in the community to test the heck out of these vaults and give us as much feedback as possible, and that's why we really like you to ask any questions or so that we can clarify any issues and get as much of your feedback as we can. The way it works again is if you refer a buddy and let's say they deposit 10,000 USDC, they're earning, for example, let's say it's 100 Opti per day, then you will get an extra 10% of the rewards they're earning. So that means in that example, you would get an extra 10%, an extra 10 Opti per day on top of your current rate. So you can start to scale up the rewards that you're mining right now by referring in or bringing in your buddies to participate.
So Curtis, just a comment from my side. I will make an announcement when the new whitelist is done, so you don't have to keep checking the website. So I will announce it on Discord, and then you will be able to deposit.
Awesome. And again, that is expected to happen Sunday night. So we'll post the update when it does happen. So the other thing that's coming up pretty soon is this the NFT vaults that we have. So the first NFT vault is CryptoPunks, and how we're deciding on which punk to acquire is determined by the data science competition. So we launched this the data science competition. The repo is in GitHub that David has created. There's been quite a bit of interest already. There's a lot of data science type folks in our community and Neo community as well that want to take a shot at it. So the winning model, or the model that performs under the greatest accuracy for selecting an undervalued punk, will not only be chosen to select the punk, but that person will get some Opti rewards for producing the highest model. Even if you don't win, I think there's going to be a lot of great outputs that we see and attempts. And then in that, there may be opportunity to contribute to OptyFi elsewhere or become a strategist in another NFT vault. So there's yeah, great incentive to participate, and hopefully we have fun along the way. And we're looking forward to seeing some cool models and ways to address this NFT valuation issue. So that, yeah, just brief update on that side. Now we'll do the Twitter army, as always. So you guys had a wealth task today. Frank Kuhn has won. So what? Sorry, I'm just going to pause this. What is the prize for the Twitter army winners, Thiago?
It's 25 Opti per winner, and then we got a 50 Opti prize for the best answer, which is on the next slide.
Okay, awesome. So 25 Opti to Francoon 8888. And a couple more here. Nice. Scarlet. Cool. So those are the three here. I'm sorry, I'm going to freeze the frame for a second so you can see. There we go. So Franklin 888, Fan 2440, and Scarlet 0931. You guys are the winners for participating in the Twitter army. And if you aren't already in the Twitter army, you channel, and Thiago will create some sort of a Twitter task, such as commenting or liking on one of our tweets. And then your name gets drawn into this hat, and you have the opportunity to win some Opti rewards retroactively right now. Okay, so here's the best answer winner. So Cryptman says, wealth is property that produces value in the future and a life with the happiest experiences using it. I like that too. So what was the question, Thiago? It was, what is wealth
mean to you? What does wealth means to you?
Okay,
so
awesome.
I choose this answer because it sees the long-term value of wealth, right? Not only like money, but wealth, something for the future. And the idea that wealth is only valuable if you can get happy experiences from it.
I like that. Okay, and then so giving away a little bit more Opti prizes, we're going to do the memes again. So last week we had some new memes. I'll go through them right now. I think there's only 4 this week, so pretty good chance that you'll win some Opti. And what was the 50 Opti prize for winning? Awesome. Feeling confused and scared. Yeah. Marketplace. What about now? OptyFi. I don't know what that means exactly, but I think picking your nose and sitting back while you yeetle. The community's always fighting off the paper hands. Farmer of DeFi crops. That one took some decent Photoshop or Adobe action to produce.
Crypto Tanky always with the best memes, right?
Yeah, it's some effort in it too. I love it. Okay. Oh, sorry. So I had an issue with the polls today, but we can put it in channel here. So on not community call. Sorry, 1 second. In the community events channel, I have the instructions on how to participate in the call, in the poll, that is. So I'm going to put mine as well. And then I just activated it. Choose the best meme, and I think we can do, like we said last week, at 25 Opti for out of. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback from my mic. If you can mute, please. So we'll do 25 Opti as well for out of all of the response. So as you can see on my screen right now, I can see the response history, list of people to Piago, and you can get 25 Opti out of random draw if you just respond. So really easy opportunity. I think the first one is winning so far. So the environment is scary, and there's a big waves of crazy things and impermanent loss and risks that you need to navigate. But OptyFi makes it all this ease. Do like 5 more seconds, but I think that one's going to be the clear winner.
Are you receiving these notifications, Curtis?
Yeah.
Oh no, there is someone here. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. So, meme 1, it looks like. And I'll close it. So you had the opportunity to get a little bit of really easy Opti, and that was Crypto Tanuki again. So Crypto Tanuki is building a pretty big bag of Opti by just posting memes. And that's a pretty dang good idea if you ask me. So if you're good at creating memes, I'd suggest you post some in the Twitter and get your name into this. So you can win and start collecting Opti retroactively before the launch. And as always, we have the POAP. So we were having an issue that 2 weeks ago we had, I think, 250 to 300 people in the call, and we had over 900 people trying to collect the POAP. So we're making it a little bit harder. You have to take a screenshot of this POAP badge here on my screen right now, and then you have to inform the quiz on the password.